The newly released character Yanfei brings a new playstyle to the table. In this video, we'll be dissecting the ins and outs of Yanfei to help us better enjoy our new tofu lover starting now. Yanfei's kit is built around something called the Scarlet Seals that can be gained from normal attacks. The Scarlet Seals lower stamina consumption, boost the blast radius and damage dealt via charge attacks, and will be lost if Yanfei leaves the field or faints. She can only have a maximum of 3 Scarlet Seals at one time. The seals will be consumed upon performing a charge attack. The attack consumes all Scarlet Seals she has. The more seals she consumes, the larger the blast, the more damage it does, and the lower the stamina cost for the charge attack. Her elemental skill has a very low cooldown of 9 seconds. Hitting targets with a skill grants her the maximum amount of Scarlet Seals she could have. Yanfei enters her burst mode upon using her elemental burst. The burst mode boosts damage dealt via her charge attacks, and as an added bonus grants the maximum amount of Scarlet Seals upon activation, and further gives her a Scarlet Seals at fixed intervals throughout the burst runtime. Her first Ascension talent grants her 5% pyro damage bonus for each Scarlet Seal used. This buff lasts for 6 seconds, but when she triggers this talent again, she loses this buff. The second Ascension talent makes Yanfei deals another batch of damage upon getting a crit. This damage is counted as charge attack damage, so with everything in mind, anything that maximizes her charge attack damage is our priority. For upgrading talents, we should focus on the auto attacks as it increases scaling on Yanfei's charge attacks. Optimal gear for Yanfei would vary depending on the team comp in use. For artifacts, the best one I think would be the hard to farm Wanderer's Troop 4-piece. I put this set over the Crimson Witch set just because how much Yanfei revolves around her charge attack damage, but the conventional easier to farm set like the 4-piece Crimson Witch can still be used. The 4-piece Lava Walker is a bit awkward because it kinda punish causing reactions, which is like the name of the game, but if your team doesn't cause a lot of reactions, then this set could be worthwhile. Overload teams can be great by utilizing the 4-piece Thundering Fury. It's a bit unconventional, but the set lowers the cooldown for Yanfei's skill upon causing overload, which would translate to us getting more Scarlet Seals and therefore deal more damage. Shield heavy teams could opt for the 4-piece Retracing Bowlight, though this set is pretty awkward to use in something like co-op where you might not have a shielder for yourself. Moving on to weapons, any 5-star would do. The best choice is either the Lost Prayers or the Skyward Atlas. The Memory of Dust is the worst option because of its requirements for shields. For 4 stars, the best would be the Widsith for the crit damage substats and its passive. Just be careful of switching Yanfei in and out for the weapon's passive. You don't want to be losing any unused Scarlet Seals. Other choices like the BP Catalyst Solar Pearl can be used for its crit rate stats. A High Refinement Sacrificial Fragments could be useful just because it gives us an extra charge for Yanfei's elemental skill, which would then give us more Scarlet Seals and energy particles, and would therefore allow us to have a higher uptime for Yanfei's burst. Free-to-play options that can be used are the Black Cliff Agate for the crit damage stats. The Mappa Mare should only be used if you really don't have any other alternatives. So how can we build a team around Yanfei? Rather than going character by character, I would instead look at it in the sense of what roles do the characters serve in the team. A ranged unit like Yanfei would prefer to keep herself at range. We achieve this by using taunts offered by characters like Mona, Amber, or Ganyu, or crowd control offered by animal characters. Yanfei is really squishy, sporting a very low base HP and defense. To better keep her alive, we would utilize shields or healers. And if by any chance the units we chose in these 2 roles could not act as a supporting damage dealer or we need to do more damage, we can then fill the last slot with a support damage dealer, which we have a lot to choose from, and it really depends on who fits the best for everyone. Here's an example team composition. Mona's here to distract enemies and also deal with fire resistant enemies. Beidou is for the overloads, which can be used for quickly pushing enemies away from Yanfei and also getting around heavy objects like geoshields. She can also serve as an occasional shielder. Depending on who I build, both can perform as secondary damage dealers. Diona is here for general healing and shielding, and being cryo can set up many reactions with other teammates. This team overall covers all of Yanfei's weaknesses really well and is really flexible. Now we move on to constellations. The notable constellation for Yanfei is the 1st and the 6th. The 1st constellation brings the maximum stamina cost reduction from 45% to 75%, and combine this with the 6 constellations bringing the total Scarlet Seals to 4, which brings the total reduction to 100%, enabling Yanfei to nullify her charge attack stamina cost like how Klee does it. And that concludes the overview of Yanfei. I would like to thank everyone for watching this video, and if you have any of your own suggestions for Yanfei to share, then please leave it down below and share it with everyone here. That's it for today. I'll see y'all next time.